Hey everybody, in this lecture I'll be going over the genre analysis, just sort of breaking the paper down to hopefully give you a good idea on how to approach your own genre analysis. So I got two documents here. The one thing is just the assignment sheet for the genre analysis. And then over here I have a sample genre analysis complete with instructor comments so you can see what this person did well, where they went kind of wrong, so hopefully you avoid some of those same problems in your own essay. So I'll start over here, just quickly outlining the assignment. A lot of this is retread from the first video, but hopefully it's a refresher, and if you were a little bit confused, hopefully it clears up some of your confusion. So for this essay, the first step is choosing an assignment from a previous class, to sort of analyze. This can be any assignment. It might be easier to do a writing assignment, but if you want to do a different kind of assignment, not an essay or not a written assignment, that will be fine too. You just have some different things to think about. But full disclosure, it'll probably be easier for you to choose a written assignment. But if you have a really great idea for an assignment that's, maybe a speech, an in-class speech, or a performance, or something like that, an artistic assignment, whatever, you could definitely make this assignment work for that as well. So, after you've picked a past assignment to analyze for this, you're going to want to think about, okay, what were the goals of this assignment? So each assignment has different goals or different sort of expectations, right? So an argumentative paper, similar to the paper that you probably wrote in English 1001 or English 101, is a straightforward argument, right? You're trying to persuade, you're taking a position and trying to defend it or trying to persuade your reader to come over to your position, right? That's the point of an argumentative paper. If you're writing a proposal for, a grant proposal or some sort of like business proposal, the goals are different, right? You're not exactly trying to get someone to come over to your side, but you're in some ways trying to show people that your idea or your plan for, whatever project that they have requested is the best plan, right? So you're sort of, it has different goals than an argumentative paper. A lab report is much more about presenting information in the clearest, most concise, most understandable way possible. A lab report isn't trying to convince someone, isn't trying to make an argument. It's just trying to show someone something. It's a report. It's a lab report. It's just reporting on the state of things, the state of the experiment or the state of whatever. So after you've picked your assignment, it may help to go back to the assignment sheet for it, if you still have it, just to check on, what the assignment sheet said. And even quoting the assignment sheet in your essay might be a good way to get at the goals of the assignment. After that, you want to think about the conventions of whatever genre that you're writing in. So if you're writing a lab report or a proposal or, one of those, all those have different conventions. So you want to think about, okay, based on the assignment that I'm analyzing, what are those assignments' conventions? What are the genre conventions, right? And lastly, well, not really lastly, but sort of lastly on this list here, make sure you incorporate examples from your own writing or your own project. Now, if you're doing something that's not written, like I said you could, you still need to provide examples, but they won't be those nice quote sort of, citation-based examples. It will be a different kind of example. These are the things that I talked about in the previous lectures: audience, purpose, convention, context, etc. Remember, you don't have to talk about all of these things in your paper. Pick and choose some that are most interesting to you and really focus on those, but don't feel like you have to hit all of those in your essay. Once we look at the sample essay over here on the right, you'll see that this person doesn't hit all those points, and that's fine. Again, you don't have to. But basically, in this essay, what you're doing is you're analyzing a previous assignment based on the genre, right? So whatever genre that previous assignment was in, you're sort of analyzing it based on that. And you're just looking at how well or, you know, where you had trouble sort of meeting the expectations of that genre. Hopefully this becomes more clear once I turn to this example. So, this example by John Smith, not his real name, is a pretty good one. It does some things very well. It does some things not so well, so I'll be sure to point those out. First thing, this opening paragraph is really good, if it were for a different paper. As you can see in this comment, this person isn't talking about their experiences in English 101 and 102. They're actually talking about an assignment from a different class. So it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to start talking about English 101 and 102, right? You want to start on your topic. And this sort of sends the reader in a different direction before looping back and saying, oh, well, you know, I'm not talking about this thing that I'm actually talking about right here. I'm actually talking about some other thing. So, good paragraph, but out of place in this paper. So, be sure that you have everything really focused. Everything is applying to the assignment that you're analyzing, not, you know, general experience, interesting stuff, whatever. So just keep that in mind. Keep everything really focused. It's only in the second paragraph that we get down to this person's actual topic, which is a little late. You want to sort of introduce your topic as early as you possibly can. So this person is looking at a assignment they did for a gerontological nursing class. I think I said that right, but we'll see. So for this assignment, they basically had to write a response to the speaker that came into this course, or well, I guess a video, not the speaker that came into the course, but a video they watched for the course. But that's neither here nor there. So this person, after saying, well, this is what this assignment is about, we watched this video from this speaker that was about this, and we had to respond to it. 2 to 4 page response, outlines the assignment pretty well. One thing that it's missing, though, is a nice focused thesis statement. So we know what assignment this person chose to analyze, but we don't really know quite yet what they're going to look at in the paper. They get to it down here, but that's a little late. You want to get to it really as early as possible. Think about thesis statements as roadmaps. You want to give your reader a roadmap of your paper before they go on the journey of reading your paper. That way they don't get lost. So make sure you have a nice clear thesis statement where you're like, okay, I'm analyzing this, this, and this. I'm looking at audience, context, and timeliness of, you know, this assignment for X class or whatever. But this person's on the right track. Just a little bit more solid, a little bit more detailed thesis statement is needed. So this person goes back, rereads their assignment, and kind of looks at it with fresh eyes, which is really important. You want to go back and kind of look at your paper from a more objective, more neutral standpoint, right? And this person actually decides that, well, you know what? I actually probably did worse than my grade reflected. I was actually pretty lucky to get as high of a grade as I did on my paper. And then we get this nice, strong-ish thesis statement, a little bit late, where they say, I'm looking at angle of vision and audience, and how they sort of fail at incorporating those elements or considering those elements in an effective way during their paper. So this person goes on to explain what they mean by angle of vision. We didn't really talk much about angle of vision in the lectures on Blackboard, but really angle of vision is related to voice. It's about how you approach the topic, how you sound about it, how you, like, the stance you take towards it. So angle of vision is really about how lots of different people, depending on sort of who they are and where they come from, like personally, are going to look at the same situation in different ways, right? So take something like stem cell research. A scientist looks at stem cell research as this awesome research opportunity, right? We can do all these great things with stem cells, you know, we just have to research it. Someone who's religious may look at it in a completely different way, right? Since they have a different definition of what life is, they look at stem cells as sort of a religious kind of protected thing. Pharmaceutical companies look at stem cells as something that they can make a whole lot of money off of. Politicians look at stem cells as something that, they have to that they have to take a position on, right? That they have to, deal with in order to get elected or whatever, right? But this person actually sums up angle of vision pretty well, but really it has to do with voice. And this person talks about how, one thing that we need to do in papers, he quotes Bartholomew here when he talks about this, is realize that readers don't come from the same angle of vision that, I do as a writer. So we have to, as Bartholomew says, build bridges between readers and writers, and how this person didn't really do that, right? His paper is one-sided. This person does a great job of quoting both from Bartholomew and their own essay. So in your sort of paper, you're going to want to do that as well. Either a quote from Bartholomew, maybe Clark? Is that the other person that you were supposed to read? Yes, Irene Clark. Quote from your own essay or describe your own essay to really dig in and show me what you did well, what you could have done better based on this genre analysis. This person also goes to audience, right? So this person's like, well, when you write, you have to be aware of audience, but I wasn't really aware of who my audience was. He talks about how the language of his paper doesn't really fit the discourse community that his audience was a part of, right? So one thing that he could have done better was considering who his audience was and how he can write for that specific audience. Again, great examples, using solid examples from his own assignment and things like that that really help support his points, right? So he says, I do a bad job with audience, here's an example of me doing a bad job addressing my audience, and here's sort of how I could have done better or why it's bad. Which is really what you need to do, right? Give me an example, say, I was really effective at, writing kind of in the conventions of this genre. Give me an example. Tell me how what you cited or what you gave an example of follows the conventions of the genre you're writing in. Likewise, tell me how, you could have done a better job with, maybe voice, right? Maybe you were writing a very academic essay, but your tone was a little too casual. Give me an example of that casual tone and show me, why is this tone too casual? How could you dress it up for a more academic audience? But really what I'm looking for is picking out specific things from your essays and then analyzing them based on the genre expectations for that assignment. Hopefully you have a better idea on what's required for this essay. Take a look at the samples, take a look at some of the other things I have posted on Blackboard, and if you have any questions about the essay, get with me and I can definitely help you out either on Skype or through email. But other than that, good luck, have fun, see you later.